Going that way, guys.
Is no stranger to drama, but what unfolded outside a high-profile club last night was nothing short of shocking. Two of boxing's biggest stars, Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis, turned a night of celebration into an all-out brawl. Punches were thrown, tempers flared, and reputations were put on the line. The incident, which left the crowd in disbelief, wasn't just a random altercation. It was the boiling point of months of tension between the two fighters. It was a typical wild night in Miami, where celebrities, athletes, and influencers packed the city's hottest clubs. Among the VIP guests were Terence "Bud" Crawford and Gervonta "Tank" Davis, both fresh off their recent fights and seemingly in the mood to unwind. At first, the two boxing superstars were in separate sections, enjoying the music and atmosphere. However, as the night progressed, their paths inevitably crossed, and that's when things took a turn for the worse.
Terence Crawford would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We don't talking about yet about the fight. Me and Turkalash know each other, and then we wanna see what happens.
And when do you want to get out next? I know you're here in London tonight. When are you going to be in a camp? When are you going to be in a camp? I know you're
in camp. Training camp in March.
Okay, so
at the beginning of the middle of the February.
Eyewitnesses report that Davis, already looking agitated, approached Crawford with an aggressive stance. At first, it seemed like a casual conversation between two high-profile fighters, but things quickly escalated. Davis, known for his fiery personality, began hurling insults, first directed at Crawford's boxing career, then at his family. That's when the situation took a dark turn. Crawford, typically known for his calm and calculated demeanor, initially tried to ignore Davis.
What changed? What made this shit trash, garbage?
if you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Gervonta, something should have happened at the time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done to boxing since you were a kid and everything? Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford or Leonard Edelby usually they're around to?
You think you might be gaining love for it, though? You never know. Like, like say you got.
He even laughed off a few remarks, not wanting to make a scene. But then Davis took things to another level, mocking Crawford's pursuit of a fight with Canelo Alvarez. According to witnesses, Davis smirked and taunted Crawford, saying, "Asteris Canelo doesn't even care about you, man."
Everybody wants that fight. What do you feel about that matchup? People saying the weight, all this stuff. How do you feel about that?
You know, everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything. And you know, like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2-3 ways less than me. But if the money is right, why not? Right? Why not? But look, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga. I know I have a challenge in front. I never overlook any fighter. So I'm focused 100% in this, and then...
You're just chasing a fight for a payday. Asterisk. For Crawford, that was the final straw. Before anyone could react, he lunged at Davis, throwing a punch that caught everyone, including Davis, completely off guard. The moment Crawford's fist connected, the club erupted into pandemonium. Security guards rushed in, struggling to separate the two fighters.
It was with Turkey Al-Sheikh at the other event across town, put out an open challenge to you on the internet with Turkey Al-Sheikh calling you out. What's your response to Terence Crawford's call out tonight?
While onlookers scrambled to get a better view, some guests pulled out their phones, capturing the mayhem as the two champions tried to break free from security's grip. People were screaming, glasses shattered, and the scene turned chaotic within seconds. Clubgoers were pushed aside as security desperately worked to de-escalate the situation.
on Canelo? Is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you'll whoop his ass.
Like, yes, man, type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo.
Meanwhile, Davis, now infuriated, was yelling at Crawford, vowing that this wasn't over. Outside the club, the scene wasn't any better. As both fighters were escorted out separately, tensions remained sky-high. Crawford's entourage tried to calm him down, while Davis continued shouting, demanding another confrontation. It was clear that this was far from just a one-night altercation. This was personal. If you've been keeping up with boxing's biggest rivalries,
metal shield and you have a glass shield, talk about the punch resistance. What do you think it takes to assess it, man?
You gonna see? You gonna see?
Could he get it in the future?
Too little.
I mean, you came up from 35, right?
He ain't fighting no.
you'd know that this clash didn't happen out of nowhere. The bad blood between Crawford and Davis has been simmering for months, fueled by a series of social media jabs and controversial statements. It all started when Crawford publicly criticized Davis for not receiving an invite to the exclusive Turkey Elk Ring Awards bash in London, a dig that didn't sit well with Davis. Feeling disrespected, Davis fired back, accusing Crawford of chasing paychecks instead of greatness.
Fight Canelo. Yeah. Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring. I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford could match anybody and probably do way better, you know what I'm saying? But
he specifically took issue with Crawford's highly publicized pursuit of a fight against Canelo Alvarez, calling it a desperate move rather than a legacy-defining challenge. Over the months, their feud continued to escalate. Crawford, never one to back down from a challenge, responded by questioning Davis's resume, implying that the undefeated lightweight star hadn't truly tested himself against the best competition. Davis, in return, clapped back by labeling Crawford's accomplishments overhyped and questioning his ability to compete outside his natural weight class. With both men trading insults across interviews and social media, it was only a matter of time before their war of words turned physical. And last night, it finally did. Now that the dust has settled, at least for the moment, the big question is, what happens next? Will there be any consequences for their actions? And more importantly, does this incident set the stage for a future fight between them? While the altercation may not have been planned, it has undeniably fueled speculation about a potential showdown in the ring, with Crawford looking to cement his legacy at higher weight classes, and Davis eager to prove he's more than just a knockout artist. A fight between these two could be a massive pay-per-view event. However, there are significant challenges to making this fight a reality. Crawford is focused on securing a bout with Canelo Alvarez, while Davis remains dominant in the lower weight divisions. A clash between them would require serious negotiations, potentially even a catchweight agreement.